Good morning, everybody. I'm going to wait a few minutes and then shoot the shit for a little bit. I'm not going to be on long. Just wanted to come in and share a little something that I've been seeing and experiencing. All right. Good morning, good morning. It is Tuesday morning, 7:01 over here in the Philippines, and it's definitely 7:01 p.m. over in the US. So I wanted to come in a little bit. Excuse me. I woke up around 4 o'clock. I was expecting some communication. I was expecting somebody to message me. I guess they needed a ride, and it didn't work out that way. So I stayed awake for a while for nothing. Uh, One thing that you're going to learn here in the Philippines, or practically nowadays, is just the inconsideration that people have with time. Here in the Philippines, it's Filipino time, and I still consider it in consideration because uh, I'm taking time out of my day or my morning or my time waking up or whatever. Sorry for the dogs barking, but today we have, or actually every morning, we have a bunch of fucking dogs that this wouldn't be fucking happening in the US. I guess they keep them in cages here. Good morning, Laura Lee. They keep them in cages and they only let them out to go to the bathroom. They're not used for breeding or nothing. It's just the people always working and the people taking care of these dogs don't fucking take care of them the way they should. So if they see a cat or they see somebody, they're not socialized. So they're freaking always barking. I mean, in the morning, I'd rather hear fucking roosters than fucking these dogs. It's all fucking day. I'm telling you, I don't know how people do it. Good morning, Tim. Good morning, and God bless you both. So I wanted to come in, and it's great that Tim's in here because Tim, this is down. This is down our lane. You guys, listen. When you get to a certain age, not that you need me to tell you, if you're younger, if you're in your 30s or your early 40s or your 40s, guys, keep your gears oiled, keep them greased up, because when you start trying to pick up where you left off, when you get over a 45, 50, when you're excited to say, let's just say 50, because I never felt fucking uh, the way I feel now, fucking years ago. Unfortunately, now trying to keep everything greased up, and imagine I'm trying to keep it greased up. I'm not saying that it's dry, but I'm definitely happy that I'm. Excuse me, hold on. And again, sorry for the morning cough. You got to keep yourself in motion. Being in the Philippines, I'm telling you guys, I don't say this to be a jerk in any way, shape, or form. Guys, most of you guys that come here are rotten to shit. Like, you guys are deteriorating. Um, I went to the store. Maria left on Thursday. If I'm not, it was the day Maria left. She left early, like late at night. I think it was Thursday at 10 p.m. She left over to the city. And the next morning, because she left that night, so that morning, around 9 or 10, when the store opens up, the shopping center here, um, I went to the store and I saw again everywhere I go. It happens to be that when I see the foreigners, I see them at the stores. It's always at the stores or the big malls. Okay, guys, these guys are maybe 60ish. I'm gonna say, and I'm not good at not like because some people can look like people think when they see me normally, they're like, "Wow, he looks a lot younger than what I thought." And again, this is not tooting my own horn, but I think I keep myself pretty decently in shape. Could I do better? Of course. Could I lose more weight? Yeah, yeah, slowly. It's coming off slowly. I'm not freaking running a marathon. I could do better. I could. work at it a little harder, but I'm okay where I'm at. I'm not sick. I don't have, excuse me, hypertension. I don't got cholesterol. I don't have diabetes. I'm okay. Slowly getting there. These guys, you see their legs all swollen. You see when they're walking, they walk like they're crippled. But they shouldn't be walking that way unless they have a but they don't. Again, you don't know what if they have a medical condition. Um, so I'm not trashing the people with medical conditions, but it's impossible for me to believe that a lot of these guys are maybe 10 years, 15 years older than me, and they look like shit. They carry themselves like shit. They look like shit. They dress like shit. Uh, and again, that's their prerogative. I'm just having, because I always get like this little minor backlash that people are like, oh, well, if you don't like the way they look, well, it's an eyesore. How do you walk past somebody? What do you close your eyes? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just speaking like when you come here or to any country and you're retiring in that country, guys, keep your gears greased. Go out, walk around. I don't give a shit if you walk down the street. Guys, I'm guilty of not doing it. But I stopped doing it for a little while because I get caught up in everything. Like whether I'm traveling, whether I'm on a scooter heading to an island, and it takes me 6 hours to get there, 6 hours to get back. I stay 3 days over there, so I still find the time to stay in motion. See, at my age, I'm looking like an classic car, but replacement parts are not available. Oh, I agree. It's very expensive for our parts. Some guys are more expensive than others, of course. Um, but I will tell you, guys, you got to maintain in motion. And as hard as it is, and as easy as it for me to say, I hope you guys really take in consideration. I see a lot of videos, guys. You can educate yourself before you come here. There's absolutely no excuse. There's absolutely no piece of Filipina ass that can justify the deterioration that you allow yourself to get into just to live here. I hope that makes sense. I see a lot of these bloggers are, all these guys, they say they can they don't need nothing. They can live off of their pension, and they spend 99% of their time on YouTube trying to explain to you guys, it's not, what is it? It's not you're not going for a fucking PhD, when you go to the Philippines, to the Philippines or any country. It's self-explanatory. Just be careful. Don't let them into your wallet. Take care of yourself. Take care of your health. I'm guilty of neglecting myself at times. So that's why I say, when you slack off a little bit, just maintain the best you can, and then pick yourself back up and go. Because sometimes, like I said, you're in a situation where you are going and going and going, and you're doing so much for yourself, and not so much for yourself, but with others, that you tend to neglect yourself. But then when you realize it, just keep them greased up. A lot of these guys, they go from they come out of a tricycle or a car that they have, they pay for a driver. That's the only walking that they ever do, or any action, physically. Again, I don't know. I'm saying by the look at them, they don't look like they do much of anything except for get out of a tricycle, go into the store, get their food, go back into the tricycle or the car, and go home. I mean, there's no way you're going to look at these guys and women. There are some foreign women here, and again, I'm really not judging. I think I feel bad, and I'm not giving them pity. I just feel bad that you have to allow yourself to run and deteriorate to shit when there's so much to do in this country. There's so much to enjoy, and I'm pretty sure, like I said, anywhere else you go. So that, I wanted to touch base on that real quick because it's crazy how much you see the deterioration. And then when you drive by, like I got the scooter, so when I drive by, I said, oh, I'm just going to have myself a beer. And I like to have this beer that I had in Colombia. It's called a michelada. A michelada is a beer, and they put a sour mix in the beer, and then of course it's in a plastic or glass cup. Uh, and they have, either I like the sugar on the brim, they put the salt on the brim. Um, and I like to go here in the Philippines, and when I ask for a beer, I get a beer, and then I carry my own little sour mix, or depending on where I am, I go to the bar and I say, "Can I get a beer, and can you put a little bit of sour mix, like just a couple of dashes of sour mix?" And I sit down, and some of these guys, it's already 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and again, those that have like Tim, he has ridden a scooter. He can't any longer, but he has had his share of riding in the Philippines in a scooter and in the heat. And I'm stuck in the heat sometimes, like everybody else. And it's like 2 or 3, depending on how much time I've been out, out and about riding around. And then you turn around, and then you're like, oh, fuck it, I need a cold beer, or let me get some water. But all day you're having water, and you stop in and you're like, oh, okay. You're sitting down and look at the view. And every bar that you see, for the most part, the classy bars, you don't see a lot of foreigners sitting out front of a sorry store. I do. I don't give a shit. Wherever there's a freaking cold beer, whether it's a Red Horse or freaking San Miguel or a Heineken or whatever, if they have it in the freaking door in the cooler, I'm going to have one if I want one. But you see these guys at 9 or 10 o'clock. I mean, they're talking. You can't help but hear it. You don't want to hear their business, but you hear them. And they're there from 10 o'clock. Yeah, they open up at 10, or they'll say they open up at 11, or I've been here around noontime. You know what I mean? How do you, how do you, and again, if that's the way they want to go, that's the way they want to go. But I can't do that. I can't do that. It's tough enough for me to just function regularly, like to maintain. Like Tim, you know what I'm talking about, and I'm not gonna put you on the spot, but you know what I'm talking about. You go just on your normal day; it takes up a lot of your day, and then you got to go fit in time for the gym. You're a trainer in the gym. Then you got to take care of your business at home, even though your girlfriend might come over and help you. But it doesn't matter. It takes up a lot of your day. So I don't know how these people, like, I can't do that. I have to like functionality. I have to function like Maria's here now. She came. And I got to go downstairs and take my laundry. And when I'm going to shower pretty quick and shave, and then I got to go. I think I got to go and do a few things today out in the store. But it's still early. I just wanted to do a show. My day starts the moment I get the keys and sit down on that scooter. My day's gone. I don't be thinking that I got to go to the fucking bar at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning. Uh, most times I uh, most times I don't go out for anything. I have my driver take to get takeout. My sister's husband asked me if Red Horse is good. He wants to try. Tim, I'm going to tell you everything. There are now 3 different types of red horses. People say they are. There is. There's a very strong. There's a strong, and there's a regular. As long as he drinks it. I think he's gonna like this thing, a can that I drink. It's called Leon, excuse me. It's called Leon. That's where I named the cat. It's got a lion. It's got a black and gold can. It's called Leon. That beer tastes like San Miguel, and it's cheaper. But the Red Horse, if you drink it cold, it tastes like a strong lager. It's between a Guinness. If he's tried Guinness, it's between a Guinness and a Heineken, like that. But if you drink it cold, it tones it down. So I think he'll like it. But tell him to be careful which one he grabs, because I grabbed a 40 ounce, and I like to get the little cups from 7-Eleven, which you know as well. They got the ones with the ice. So Maria buys me 2 and leaves one in the freezer, because she communicates with the tellers, with the people at the store, the register people, the cash register guys and girls, and I put them in there, and it's cold. So the strong taste of the Red Horse doesn't come out as much. But if he drinks that shit warm and they tell him it's cold, he's gonna remember that beer. Excuse me. But I think you'll like it. And my story is I drank the very strong. Um, It'll say, you'll see it. It'll say strong, and it's red. It's like a flaming red. Yo, Tim, I had such a freaking headache because I don't mix my alcohol. When I do sit down, I usually like to sit down at 7-Elevens and close to and wherever I stay. There's usually a 7-Eleven down the street. And I like to drink there because you can get you get them really nice and cold, and you're sitting outside. And I usually stay a couple of hours, like the one where I'm staying now for the few, what is it, 2 or 3 months. The parking guy, the guy that does all the scooters, we get along very well. I feel we get along. There's no exchange, talking about money, no nothing. His English is really good, and he makes decent money. And when he sits down, and when it's hot, the Filipinos hide, but he sits under the shade with me because I'm under the top. Um, and we talk, and he's like, it's so good to see. And this is another thing, the way they talk about us. He goes, it's so good to see a foreigner just sit down and relax. A lot of the foreigners, they get so drunk, they're always fighting. That is their functionality. That's how they function. They function by gearing their gears. Excuse me. What is it? Greasing their gears with alcohol. Uh, and again, I'm guilty as well. Do I drink? Yeah, I don't drink a lot of beer. When I do have a beer, it's when I'm out and about in a scooter and I say, let me get a beer. Now, to be drinking like freaking 13 Red, no, that's not me at all. I'd rather get a bottle of the freaking cognac or Chivas Regal, or if I don't really like Johnny Walker, but if that's the only, if they have, because some places only have Johnny Walker and vodka. I don't drink vodka. I quit drinking vodka. And when I do a margarita, I tell them, can you substitute it with something else? Can you substitute the margarita with a with a uh, they're like, well, that's not how you make a margarita. I try to have only one, top shelf, which is Patron. I try to have the best quality of tequila instead of having vodka drinks. Some drinks you got to make with vodka. I know I did say margarita. That's the only drink I have that's outside of what I drink. I usually like my bourbons. I like my 50/50 bourbon whiskey, whiskey bourbon. I like my cognac. I like but beer, I don't like. I don't like beer. If I can avoid it, I will. But I gotta tell you, if I would have slowed down, give me 1 second. My daughter's calling. Hold on. Let me text her from over here. Hopefully, she can give me a second. I think I have her here. I just gotta tell her that. Hold on. Hold on. Hey, hey, I'm doing a live show right now. Can you give me a few minutes? I'm not gonna be much longer. There you go. I always pay attention to my daughters. I have not had an alcohol beverage in 30. I wish I could. I'm going there slowly, Tim. I am not going to miss it when I'm done. Like I always say, I've done it out of habit. Uh, Actually, hold on, guys. If you can forgive me, it could be an emergency. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. Um, I just want to make sure, that it's not an emergency. Because it's my kid, and that should always to me will always come first because it's my kid. Give me a second right here. Oh, all right. Give me a second, guys. Hey, Sally, you all right? Yeah. Uh huh. They're not connected because now did you you gotta synchronize them slowly. So the you have to disconnect one first and then disconnect the second one and then turn on the first one and then the second. You got to synchronize them to separately. Does that make sense? Like you're going to have a router and a modem. The modem, yeah, yeah.
modem and it didn't work. Not letting her do it.
And then she's got Spectrum. Okay, let me send you a video. Yeah.
She said that it was like there was a payment pending. So she paid it. But I guess there's another payment pending. But
it's okay, guys. Thank you, John. He's like, hey, Nico, we can hear you the conversation. No, it's okay, guys. If she was talking about anything private, I wouldn't let you. I share as much as I can with you guys. Well, I mean, if so, she's doing everything right. She's connecting the modem and everything else together. Well, again, you got to make sure they're both getting signal. Does she have the application like me? I have Spectrum on my phone, and I can still. And what? It's still not letting her. Okay, so she's going to have to call and make sure that it's initialized on their end because she could be doing everything right. Yeah, and if it's not in their system and the numbers and they don't set it up on their side, no matter how much she tries, it's not going to work because they need to initialize it on their end. Yeah, then I would definitely call them and just make sure that everything's in their file, and then I'll call you when I'm done. Okay. Yeah, I guess they got a new modem and a new router, so they're trying to turn it on. And unfortunately, uh, I think that from because I used to install. Yes, guys, I used to do cable. I worked for Xfinity back in the day when it used to be called Comcast, and I actually know my shit. The only thing I didn't install was telephone because, and again, I'm not an expert. I did internet and I did cable, but I know a little bit more of a lot more of cable than I do of internet, but I know my shit, you know. See, that's I'm plugging for 50 exactly, Tim. And you got to I think the word is initialize it. So if the router comes last, so you got to have the modem and the router. Unplug the modem first, 5 minutes, and then unplug the router 5 minutes later, and then on the 15-minute mark, plug in the modem, and I mean the modem, and then 5 minutes after, because you're going to be 5 minutes, behind. 5 minutes later, plug in the router, and they should initialize together. And the only time it doesn't is if the company doesn't have them on, like they know that you got them, but they didn't register them and activate them on their end. But yeah, let me tell you, man. Uh, I Maria told me yesterday, she goes, hey, I think we should start going back to the gym. And yes, I have not been going to the gym as much as I should have and much as I should have been doing. But it doesn't mean that I don't stay functioning. That doesn't mean that I don't do push-ups. That doesn't mean that I don't walk. That doesn't mean I don't do anything. But I think it's time. At my age, you got to stay more in motion, Tim. Like you said, you gave me some pretty good motivation, and I am going to train different. I am going to train with higher reps. Of course, I'm still going to stay within, I want to build, I'm still young enough to build a little bit more muscle, not enormous. I'm not looking to be huge, but you want to maintain, you want to be able to build and, burn out, build, burn it out, build, and maintain. Cause I'm going to get to an age where I hope my back is not an issue. My legs or knees are not an issue. But I will tell you, I do give thanks to these guys that I see on a daily, regardless if it's the same guy or different guy, reminding me how fucked up I don't want to be like they are. There's this one guy that he's definitely in his 70s. He definitely is I say early or mid. And this guy, every time I go down this street, because you have to go down, I go down here, it's only like 10 seconds. I go down on the scooter, take a left, and I go down about 10 to 15 seconds. He walks around, if not out of 10 times, 9 out of 10 times, he walks around the same time. And I'd asked him months ago, do you walk this path all the time? He goes, I walk 30 minutes down and I walk 30 minutes back. And I said, how do you feel? You feel any better? And he said it perfectly. he's very articulate, so I'm gonna say it the way I understood it, but his way of saying it was so much nicer. If you let yourself run like shit, you're gonna get fucked here. You're gonna get fucked here. Because if you're letting yourself deteriorate in one area, you will deteriorate in another. And what I mean by that is if you don't keep yourself greased up and moving, you're going to start eating like shit. You're going to start drinking shit stuff, you know? And I'm guilty of all of it, but not to the extreme where now I got to go into the doctors because I got diabetes or I'm overweight. And no, I'm not even close to that. Like I said, I just had I call it a semi physical. 2 weeks ago, I think a week ago, 2 weeks ago. And the doctor's like, no, your sugar levels are good. You don't have, they checked my blood pressure. He did say, and again, you got to be careful because as you get older, I had a lot of coffee in the morning and it throws off the number, but my numbers weren't to the point where he's like, oh my God, he's going to die. When they checked my blood pressure, they're like, it's a little high. And he's like, did you have coffee? And I said, oh, I usually have. And I don't lie. I said I usually have 2 or 3 cups in the morning. It was 11 o'clock, and I had 2 or 3 cups. I started around 8 o'clock, but I didn't think it was going to be that bad. And then he goes, well, the numbers are a little high, but you should be fine. He goes, so the next time, excuse me, the time before that, my numbers were low. But they didn't record those because I was sitting in the office. And I told the nurse, hey, you do me a favor. Can you check my blood pressure? And you're going to need a larger cup because I got big arms. And she goes, no, I can tell. And she checked them and she goes, your numbers are good. But then the second time, which was at the doctor's visit, he says, your numbers are a little bit high, but not to the point you need to be concerned. And that's when they ask you the questions, do you have hypertension? Have you been ever have you ever had high blood pressure? Did you, do you eat a lot of fatty foods? Did you have any coffee this morning? I said, yeah, I had a shitload of coffee this morning. He goes, yeah. And then when he checked it at the end of the visit, he says, oh, how do you say, the way they talk, your levels are good. Like your levels are fine. I said, oh, okay. He goes, yeah, you got to be careful because when you take your blood, your blood pressure, depending on what you ate, depending on what you drank, it can raise the numbers. So translations by Nico. Yeah, because let me tell you, uh, I can never, and I have tried to word it in the nicest way, but the guy pretty much said, if you let yourself run like shit, you're gonna, that's what you're gonna feel like shit. And he goes, do you think I want to get up every morning and walk this every morning? No. He goes, but it's good for me. And I said, do you do it every day? He goes, every day. Monday through Sunday. And I said, do you have a lot of fun? He goes, well, that's the thing. If you want to last in any country, and I think he's British or English, you know what I mean? I honestly don't know the difference. I know the accent's different. If you ask me, they all sound like from that area. But uh, and he says it. I walk, but I sometimes walk a little faster. I do a little speed walking. He goes, but when you get to my age, you got to be careful because you can't. These streets are not always not the cleanest, the most maintained. He goes, if I speed walk, I can break my ankle on like a little crack on the concrete, so I have to be careful. I'm going to start doing a little bit more cardio, just a little bit more, just Maria says she wants to start walking. So I said, let's do it. And Maria does her own exercises. So when she invited me, I said, it's not a bad idea. It is not a bad idea, and you got to be careful here. Like I mentioned about the guy, you got to be careful because the streets here they're not all cleanly paved. I'm not in the city anymore. And the city's even worse. The sidewalks are beat to shit. You think it would be out here is a lot better than the city. They maintain the friggin' concretes a lot better here than they do in the friggin' city. But for the most part, the only thing I have to do, Tim and John and Laura Lee, is up the game a little bit, do a little bit more cardio. So instead of just doing the cardio in the treadmill, I'm going to start walking in the afternoon over because sometimes I just stay on the treadmill and try to go for an hour and a half. Now I'm going to do a half hour of cardio when I'm in the gym, Monday through Friday, and on at night, just walk. take Maria, because she's going to the gym with me starting tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. And then we'll start walking in the afternoon, because you just got to keep yourself in motion. You really do. I'm telling you, you can deteriorate really fast here. And I'm going to tell you, uh, you don't have to do a lot of homework when you come here to another country. You don't have to do a lot of homework when you go to any country. Just know that there's enough information in your life to know to keep yourself fucking in shape, keep yourself at least decently moving. I see these guys say, well, when you come to these countries, you don't know what's available. Everything's available, son. Everything you need is available. You just gotta centerize yourself in a place like me. There's gyms around me, there's hospitals around me, there's everything I need. So I should have absolutely no excuse why I should be if I end up, excuse me, if I end up in any hospital under cardiac arrest because I'm overweight and dying. No. There shouldn't be. Now, if I choose it that way, I can't complain. I'll never do a show and say, oh, it's everybody else's fault. No, it's my fault, you know? So I'm going to step up the game a little bit and go with the flow, And Tim, you're doing an awesome job. I mean, I don't go to the gym with you or nothing, but just to know that you're still going and fighting that fight at your age, even through injuries or personal reasons that just sometimes makes it more difficult. You're doing awesome, man. Because let me tell you, bro, I don't want to get up on fucking every morning. Like today, I didn't go because I was supposed to go pick up Maria. And Maria shows up at the freaking front door and says, hey, I took a tricycle. And I said, why the hell did you take a tricycle? I would have picked you up. So I said, I woke up at 3:30. I set the alarm. I waited till 4:30, 5 o'clock. I stayed awake. She shows up over here at 7 o'clock. And then she messages me, and her reasoning is, well, I fell asleep on the ferry and I didn't want to bother you. I said, but they have bother me. I was already awake. I texted you, but you didn't bother to text me, so I was already awake. So I didn't go to the gym because now it doesn't mean I'm not going. It just means at this moment I should have already been finished with everything that I need to be finished physically. And it looks like it's going to be a rainy. Yeah. Oh shit! I just opened up the freaking curtain. It's fucking black out here. It's gonna rain, so my ass ain't doing shit today. I'm taking the friggin' lazy day. Fuck that. Uh, and then I'll go in the morning with her and start again. And I'm glad you're good. Hey, actually, Tim, how was your 4th of July? John, how was your 4th of July? And Laura Lee, if you're still there, how was your 4th of July? Uh, Amazing what just walking can do for. Let me tell you, that's why I like to go in here. People don't realize uh, that just walking with let's just say a minute speed walking, which means if you pick up the pep in your step just a tad bit, what it does to your heart, you would be blown away if you just listen to what the doctors tell you. Like, not all doctors know everything, but all these trainers and everything, they tell you, if you do this, it makes your heart beat like this. And guys, you only have one heart, like one. And even, I mean, I'm not going to tell you that exercising is the best of the best. I can tell you that it wouldn't hurt because I see a lot of people always telling me, well, I see all these people so healthy running and eating it and they drop dead. Well, they drop dead from a medical condition. They don't drop dead because they were exercising and doing better for themselves. So we'll get that out of the way. They drop dead from a medical condition. Let me see. I can't. Oh, wait. Yeah. You did mention that. You can't go to the gym until further notice. I need to have some surgery soon, but waiting to see the surgeon and have the money. Let me tell you, people think because you're here that surgery here is cheaper. It is cheaper, but it still costs money. You know, uh, and it was awesome, and you had a good time with the family. I know Flying Circus shared a nice video karaoke and some fireworks. He had a really great time with the family. And John, I'm so glad that you had a phenomenal time and a blessed time with the family. I spent some, if not most of my time on video chat. Yes, it was emotional this weekend a little bit. I ended up doing that show. And I want to thank everybody that came in and showed that support. I did have an emotional moment and some emotional, and an emotional day because I don't know where to put those emotions of missing my family and my grandchildren. So I want to say thank you for everyone that came in and showed that support. uh Original Flying Circus, of course, that means you reaching out, and little Dino was gave me a big hug, and he was a very big help. But yes, I'm glad all of you. My fourth was nice and quiet. Don't like to hear. I totally understand, Tim. I play music when the fireworks go off, or I wear my headset. I can see them, and when I look at when I was watching them out the window, because I can see them to the closest city to me, and it was phenomenal what I saw. But I did have my headset on, that's for sure. I did have my headset, and my dogs. If you guys have followed me before, Shiva and Harley, and God rest Harley. So God rest. May she rest in peace always. Harley has passed a few years ago, but Shiva doesn't like the fireworks, so I would take them in my room and we'd play music and I'd prepare some treats for them, and I would watch TV on my on my computer desk and then have them with me playing music. And when they were done, then I would let them out. But they didn't like it, so that's how I spent mine. Just pretty much, Maria was gone with her with her family, with her son, and she did invite me, but I said, we can't leave the house like with everything like this. So she went and she had a great time, and then I had a quiet time here myself. I couldn't let me see. I couldn't see. Oh, you couldn't see them. Well, that's hey. Listen, sometimes people. I know a guy that is like me, Tim, but he cannot see the fireworks. He can't do either hear them or see them because he gets really bad PTSD. That has to be taught, Nico. Stay strong. You will be back. Well, I'm going to tell you, John S., which I don't mind sharing. It was really, really tough. And one thing that I will not ever be ashamed of is when a man needs to be emotional, he needs to show that emotion, because if you lock it up inside, it builds and builds and it ends up being something really nasty in the end. And Circus says something to me, and Little Dino, if you guys watch Circus's shorts, Little Dino reached out to me. He says, Nico, it must be really tough to try to be in two places at once, and you do a great job. And Circus made it, very understandable that my battle is always, and it's not a bad thing, is trying to be in two places at one time, and you can't. You can try. And if you do, like I do, function pretty well, just remember that being at two places at one time is very tough. And if you need that moment, or you need, whether it's with your family, or you're balancing two jobs, or your relationship at long, it doesn't matter. Whatever you're balancing, double of, when you need that time, when you need that moment, just take the moment. My neighborhood has very few foreigners in it. Yes, you will definitely see less fireworks. I didn't realize how expensive fireworks here can be. They're not expensive to us, but to Filipinos, it's expensive. So you don't really see. I see more people pulling out freaking handguns and shooting rifles and shotguns in the air than fireworks. Oh, I will tell you, John. I look forward to seeing them again, and I'm not gonna lie, John. I did say this on the show. Even when I'm there, I feel ignored because they don't really talk to me. But it's not the fact that they're just in their own world. They're all in their own space. But it feels good to wake up in the morning and say hi to my mother, and she's right there, or my kids, they're right there. It doesn't always have to be the long distance. And again, if it works for some people, it's great. It can work for most. Most people come here with family in the U.S. and it works for them. I've always had my house full of people, and I'm not comfortable. Can I make it last? Yeah, I could probably stay another year here, but like long term, I'm not going to be here long term. It's just not me. I like to be close to my family, even if they're in their own little uh, rhythm, in their own little lane. It's once in a while. It'd be nice to pass by them and wave and say hi. It'd be a good feeling. Um, but if it works for people here, it's fine. I mean, I wouldn't judge anybody at all. I know some people, they're like, oh, I'll never go back to the US. My family can come visit me here. Okay, if that works for you, that's fine. It's just, that's not me. It's definitely not me. But everything here, when I talk to the Filipino, they're like, "Oh my God, it's so expensive." I said, "What's expensive?" Well, if I wanted to do fireworks for a few hours, how much would it cost me? Well, about 10,000 pesos, sir. You can do it for less, but if you want to do it for a long time, yeah, and come to find out, uh, it's not as legal as we think. Because if a cop comes by and he wants to take your shit, he can take your shit. So I said, for $200, you can do fireworks here for over an hour or two. She goes, yeah, it's but for us, sir, that's a lot of money, which is true because a lot of these people only get paid 10 or 15,000 pesos for working 12 hours, 6 days a week, 12-hour days, all month. That's what they make, 10 or 15,000 pesos. And I'm over here thinking of buying fucking fireworks at 10 or 15,000 pesos just so I can blow them up and waste it. I said, fuck that. I'll just hang out here and have a good time and watch everybody else go nuts and crazy shooting shotguns and rifles and shit. Sometimes words are not necessary with loved ones. That's another thing too. Uh, when you don't words, you just seeing them, just sitting down. Sometimes I walk out and I don't even say anything to my mother. She's sitting on the couch having coffee, and I'll make a coffee and I'll sit down, and it's just a good feeling. She's like, you could feel that love, or you could feel, you can sense it and feel it when you're, next to your kid. I mean, of course, it doesn't take more than 2 minutes before I start talking to my mother, but words are not necessary at all. Yeah, see, 10,000 peso is 2 weeks pay. Well, I gotta tell you, the people that I talk to here, some of them make 12,000, some of them make 15, some of them make 18, some of them only make 10. There's a girl that works as a helper in a house. She works 8-hour days, Monday through Sunday, and she makes 8,500 a month, and she says it's better than not making anything at all. And she goes in and she cleans and she she doesn't do anything with children. She cleans the house, she cooks, she does everything else like that. Laundry, folding, all that. She makes like 85. I'm like, God damn, that's it. That is it. Fuck. I'm like, God damn. So if you know somebody that makes 10,000 in 2 weeks, that means they make 20. That's pretty good pay for them. That's a really good pay. Shit, 2 weeks. I think people here would be loving if they could. I mean, I can't. I don't know everybody that works here. I only know the ones that I talk to. I think the guards they make about, I think 15 to 20,000. The ones here, the guards here, I think they make an average of. Let me ask. I know the company's name. One of these guys. Let me look real quick. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna check the company's name. The average what they make. Give me a second. Let me look. Right here. Excuse me. This shit's uh this shit's slow today on my Samsung phone. Right here, average. Okay, the average. This guy over here. These guys. The average that they make, depending on how long they've been here, they make between 15 and 20,000. So that was right. I don't think they go. If they do, let me not say it. Then I mean, I'm gonna be honest. If you're in Metro Manila, you make between 20 and 25,000. But I have heard it's between um, 15 and 20, unless you're an armed guard. They make approximately between 24 to 30,000. Um, so again, it all depends on what you are. But here, where I'm at, it's between 15 and 20, and they're happy. We give them freaking every other day, 7 days a week, we give them three, sometimes four. We come in and if we stop at the store, we'll buy like a couple of corn dogs, or we buy some like corn on a on a stick, or you guys know those waffles with the hot dogs inside, or we pick up some bread with Coca Cola, and we bring it to the guards, and they we give it to them in a bag. And there's two guards in our gate, and there's two guards down on the other gate, so they share. And uh, one of the guards on Friday, he said, "Sir, it's gonna be different when you're gone." And I said, "Why? Because of the food?" He goes, "Well, no, not everybody treats us like that. You treat us with a lot of respect." And his English is good. I call him El Capitan. And he was really nice. He's like, "Thank you for being so kind to us, because not everybody does this, because not every Filipino has the money and the finances to give food away. They'd rather keep it for themselves," which I understand. Well, no, no, it is true. That's the average. That's what they would normally get. Some people get offered a lot less. That's why, like this guy, he makes between he says he doesn't. I said, "You don't have to tell me exactly." He says, "Sir, I make between 15 and 20." Uh, I didn't ask the other guards because I don't talk to them like that. But um, there's a guard in Cebu. He only makes 12,000 a month, mind you, and he works more than these guys do. These guys, they secure the compound here where we rent, but over there, that guy does a lot more. Look at the Palawan people that work in Palawan, the guards. They make about 10 or 12,000 a month, like a month, and they work at Palawan. They work with freaking money all the time, so you can imagine. You know, they're not highly sought. They got positions here, and if I'm not mistaken, guys, you know who surprises the shit out of me? Even though the U.S. pays those guards uh, pretty shitty as well, are the ones that transport the money. The what do you call them? The bank guards. Oh my god, yo, for real. That is insane how much those guys make. And if you guys don't know, take a guess. Take a guess if you don't know. I can tell you right now uh, that it's a lot. It's not as much as you like. Tim says it's not as much as you think. They make between, depending on which branch they work with, they make between 15 and 25,000. So that means if the bank is like a regular, I'm just using this as like a point so you guys can understand. If it's not like BDO or BPI, and you're just you transport money, you're not making. You're making on the low end, and these guards only make like 300 pesos, $300 a month. Can you imagine that shit? I mean, they don't really pay that much fucking in the US either, but they make a lot more money than here. So I'm like, is it worth it? Well, listen, it feeds the family. It's worth it to them. Oh, it's definitely uh 30 a year shit. I can tell you, John, they make let me multiply that shit. Monthly they only make between 15 and 25. So if you look at it, let's just say they make 20. That's about 400. Let's just say $400 times 12. Uh I think they only make like so times 12, 400, 6,000 a year. 6,000 a year? Shit. Can you imagine that shit? I'm all set. I'm all set. But again, I'm not here to judge them. It's insane. So that's why I take good care of the people that I can. Uh, I shouldn't accustom people to it, but it's just a gesture, it's a blessing. Hey, lunch is on me. Like I try to buy them things that they can share as a snack, so they can all share it together. One time, which again, Tim, I found this out, and John, I found this out the hard way. Maria got mad at me because she didn't get mad as in pissed. She's like, I told her, I bought some manok, lechon manok, and I gave it to the guards. I had got some rice and stuff, and every week I'd give, or a couple of times a week, I'd give it to them. And Maria goes, "You need to stop doing that." And I said, "What are you talking about?" She said, "Now, mind you, this is what I thought. I thought the Filipinos have a lot of pork. They do, but not, excuse me, not in the way that I thought." I asked her, "How often do you guys have lechon?" She goes, "Nico, lechon is expensive. So we may have it at a celebration when they invite us to parties. Why do you think when we go to parties and they invite us, we bring Tupperware and everything? Because we don't have lechon like that." Guys, I buy lechon for her 2 times, 3 times a week. And when she posts about it, people are like, "Oh, here comes the conceited girl." I didn't know that lechon was less accessible that way. They don't eat it like that all the time. And I wasn't embarrassing myself or nothing. The guards were living like fucking kings. And she goes, "You can't accustom them to that because then they'll start expecting it." So I completely killed it cold turkey. And I buy bread, I'll buy crackers, I give like that. And she goes, "Once a month you can do it." I didn't even know that. Too much risk being a guard. Way too much, John. Way too much risk in being a guard here, especially the way, hey guys, and let me tell you, the addiction and the drugs here are getting really bad. I mean, the drug users, they're starting to populate in places like she went to go see her family in Dumaguete in the province, and she said that in her hometown, she's starting to see a lot of addicts, and there's a lot. So again, when the crime rate starts to grow out, starts to go, the risk is higher. They don't say we're going to pay you better. They want to give you a raise. Nope. And if you miss a day here, that's a day of pay you're not getting. They don't have sick days. I mean, unless again you're in a professional field, and that is what you have. That's in your contract. But they don't have. They have 2 weeks paid vacation, John, 14 days, and they take it depending. Some of them take it on Christmas, New Year's. They take it on a special time, especially like in Holy Week or something. Uh, they do it. They try to take it on the best time, and it's not worth it. I mean, it's not. Well, these guys are killing themselves. These ladies are killing themselves. It's not worth it to me. So I stay very silent. I'll say it here, but it's worth it to them because they can at least have money and they feed their family. You know what I mean? Like I see guards at 7-Eleven. Them guys only make 10 to 12, 10 to 15. And that's the what Tim said. The low end. They'll be on the low end. And they work hard at the 7-Elevens. They're always controlling traffic. People are trying to come in and park. People are trying to have, I mean, they do their part. They don't just sit around for the most part. Some do. But for the ones that I've gone, they hustle. And they work, I think, 10 or 12-hour days, 6 days a week. Sundays, they all go to church. Well, it's a rest day. Or they may work their rest days on Tuesday. Every rest day is different for some people. But they still work 6 days, 12-hour days. And it's crazy the amount of money these people, they kill themselves for what they get. But I will tell you, so I stopped giving them the food like that because she kept saying, "You can't accustom them." Like I would give the scooter guys, the guys at the 7-Elevens or the parking guys, I give them 20 pesos. So she changed my 20 pesos to 10. And I said, "It's not that big of a deal." She goes, "Nico, do you know how much Filipinos give the parking guys? They give them pesos or they give them 5 pesos. You can't accustom them to give them 20 pesos. It's not that I don't want to give it to them. It's just when you're not around, you can't." And it's true. And I don't disagree with her because what happens is we come in as foreigners and we start acting like, and it happens because I'm guilty of it as well. we start acting like, hey, it's only 20 pesos. Oh, it's not that expensive. That's what raises the prices. That's what raises the objective of what, they'll do less for more money. So they're like, I make 20, that's a foreigner's giving me 20 pesos just for that. I'm going to start doing less on this end and making the same. No. So I understand what she's saying. She's saying the more you keep doing that, even though your heart's in the right place, they're gonna raise prices around him because you're just it's not you're not balancing everything on. Now, of course, it's not just me. The Filipinos has to get accustomed to it. I had a Filipino last week, not this weekend, the weekend before. I gave him 20 pesos, and he looked at me. He's like, and I go, yeah, it's 20 pesos. He says, you're a foreigner. Is that all? And I said, I took the 20 pesos back from his hand. And I said, you're not getting shit. Thank you. Have a good day. I took the money back because they expected more because of a foreigner. You see, and most foreigners, they look at it as like, oh, well, yeah, it's not that big of a deal, man. That's true. In their heads, they're slow. They're like, well, yeah, 20 pesos is really nothing, man. I insulted this guy. Fuck that. I took the 20 pesos back. You know what I mean? I really took the 20 pesos out of his hand, and I said, I don't take shit. I said it just like that. Then don't take shit. And then Maria got mad, and Maria started saying shit to the person, and the guy left because he was fucking ungrateful. And let me see. Sunday is usually church and family day. Yes, rest day, family day. Now again, some people have their rest days on Saturday and they work on Sunday, but not all. But mainly, Tim, you're 100% right. It's Sunday is their rest day, as it should be. I think my rest day is every fucking day, John. That's why I'm not ever rude, just because I have earned and where I'm at right now. I don't ever look at people as like, oh, it sucks that you have to work. I never see that shit. I see some of these guys in the restaurants. I'm not even joking, guys. I'm glad you guys don't have to hear this shit. Maybe it's the areas that I hang out with. You would expect people to have some more fucking class. You can hear the foreigners talking when they're pretty much already two shades of the fucking wind, talking like, look at this girl, look at this girl. Look at her killing herself here for fucking $200 measly a month on here. You think I'd let my woman? Bro, she's not your woman. Number one, don't disrespect the woman or the guy. Look at the bartender, can barely make a fucking drink, but I gotta fucking pay his measly. I'm like, are you guys fucking? Oh, dude, I'm very confrontational with ignorance. I'm bad. I say, hey guys, can you keep it down? Oh, we're sorry. See, when another person says it, oh, we weren't trying to be rude or disrespectful. See, but to them, they know Filipinos are non-confrontational, so they're fucking. I'm telling you, I do no, I can't do it. I can't do it. Both my driver and housekeeper are off on Sunday, but my driver is on call to. Yes, that's one of the things that changes in the Philippines when you're a driver, Uber driver, or anything like that. Even when you're off, even when they're out and about with family, let's just say a lot of the Uber drivers, a lot of the Grab drivers, they drive around and they go with family. Depending if they're in the city and they're with family, they still pick up jobs because to them, he's like, well, I pick up the fares that are more they're high value. Now, of course, not all, but the some of the drivers that I know, they still go. They keep their meters run like they keep their meters running in their phones. Like they get the what is it the ringtones, and they look at it and say, "I'll take this one," and they tell their wife, "Well, I'll be right back." They go out, and when they make a few dollars, then they come back and they bring food, or they'll bring drinks, or they'll bring tandoay, they'll bring soda because they made a few extra dollars. I gotta tell you, man, you gotta be really grateful. I'm very grateful here. I'm very blessed and grateful to be able to have the things that I am, and I'll never rub it in people's faces. I just don't do that, I can't do that shit. I don't know how. And again, I can't speak for anybody else. I can tell you that it's a shame. It's a shame that a lot of people think like that. do the same thing. In Colombia, doesn't matter what country, they'll sit down and say, you need to do more for me because I have the money attitude. And that's why I stay away from when I see a bunch of foreigners hanging in the corner. When I'm in the bars and stuff, we're hanging out. Hey, what's going on, buddy? I was like, hey, give me 1 second. I just got to step out real quick. I leave. I leave. I don't bother. I get on the scooter and leave. I get my helmet and go to another place. I pay my bill, of course, because I'm always like, my bill's always paid. So if I have 3 drinks, they want to keep a tab of bigger. And I say, no, I'd like to pay for those 3. And if I want 3 more, I'll let you know. And I just leave because I am not there to socialize with ignorance. I can't. It's okay to have fun. But when you're degrading people at the cost of that fun, it's not. I will not be in the same presence of people like that. I just leave. Oh, your driver only drives for you. Oh, well, look at that shit. I need to get myself a goddamn driver. I need to get myself a Yaya, a young Yaya, 25, 35. What do you guys think? Should I get a Yaya? No, wait. A housekeeper, not a Yaya. Sorry. Yaya for children, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Tim. Yaya for children. Housekeeper's a housekeeper. Hell yeah, I need a housekeeper with a little outfit. Ooh, get myself in trouble with a housekeeper. Woohoo! Get myself in trouble with a housekeeper. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Shit. I'll be that so-called rich guy that knocked up the housekeeper. Oh, damn, I love coming in here laughing with you guys. Oh man. Well, I mean, I don't want to again, I think I've taken enough of you guys' time. Yep, get a housekeeper. And you know what? Start making videos. I'm gonna stop making videos, John. He was gonna be like, Nico, you need to fucking stop, dude. And I'm gonna make her wear something nice and skimpy. I won't take a video of her face, but I'll be like, here's my. You know what? Maybe I'll just have fucking Maria dressed up in almost nothing and be like, hey, you wanna do an OnlyFans uh housekeepers gone wild or something? I told Maria I was laughing with Maria guys the other day, and I think I don't. I'm not going to say insulted. I don't think she realizes how voluptuous she is. I don't think they don't look at themselves like that, but she's very voluptuous, guys. Let me just say that. And I'm not allowed to look at her because if I look at her, then I start, guys, this is just the way I talk. I'm not a sick minded person, but I fuck around with her. I'm like, hey, you got some, you got a rack on you, girl. And she goes, Nico, shut up. I was like, I mean, you have no ass. Most of you Filipinos don't, but you definitely make up for it in the semi-small ass division with the gifted upper body. Holy smoke! Can you do some uh, uh, push-ups for me, but looking up with your head up in the air? She's like, shut up. Just leave me alone, Nico. Leave me alone. And I said, hey, when you take a shower, can I help take off your bra? I said, oh, that slingshot, because that's a big fucking slingshot, man. And then she calls my mother and she's like, Nico won't stop being perverted. So, of course, I get fucking in trouble. Oh my God, John, you should see the shit that I do here with her. And I told her, I'm going to hire myself a housekeeper. That has at least an ass and no titties because you got the titties and no ass. I said, so I'll get the one with the ass and no titties so then I can bounce back off of both of you. Oh my God. Because, guys, in Asia, tell me if I'm wrong. They either got titties and no ass and no titties. Most of these women think that they Spanish are so tight. Uh, they actually, I mean, you got somewhat of a cushion of an ass, and we all do when we sit out on a toilet. Doesn't mean you got a fucking ass, and they don't got asses, man. And if you do, it's a rarity. I mean, it's a rarity that a woman's got a titty and ass, like in this country right here. But I'm not judging them. It's just, why can't I just have a housekeeper that has titty and ass? So when she's cleaning, I can just look at her. I am so deprived of my family in the US and deprived of titties and no ass. I can't take that shit, man. I can't. Tim, what do I do, Tim? What do I do? Oh God, I think my mental instability is leaking out slowly. Oh, I needed a good laugh. I was, fucking around a little too much there. But it is true. No ass. Titties, no ass. But I bought my girl. Listen, one thing that they have here, and I don't give a shit what any, like, not you guys, any of these guys, they have this little, Maria told me, they have this rubber outfit. Uh, they have a rubber outfit and they put it on their butt, or they put the rubber on the breast on the push-up bras. And I said, wait. I knew they made like push-up bras, but I didn't think. She goes, Nico, I can tell you that you're 100% right. She goes, Filipinas either have big breasts or no ass. So you see a lot of women, they wear the little rubber, like a liner under their pants, under their spandex, and they look like they got bigger asses. It's not leaking. It's not leaking slowly. It's leaking a whole hell of a lot. uh, and she told me, she goes, yeah, they have those suits here, Nico. They buy them offline. Oh, and listen, I'm not trying to sound rude. I was talking to a Filipina yesterday, and I insulted her. Now watch how I insulted her, guys. We were having a great discussion on Instagram. I was messaging her. I've known her for a while, but she's an OFW. She's never really here. And she was telling me that she can't wait to get back to the Philippines. She's got 14 days. She can't wait. She goes, and she talked to the what is it, her boss, and she's going to stay 30 days. And she's going back to her hometown. I think in Baguio. She lives in Baguio, and I told her, oh, well, now you don't have to be. I said like that. Now you can wait till you're home. You can get yourself a toy and bring it with you back over to your to where you work. And then you don't have to worry about anything. You got yourself a toy, because I was telling her that she could come over here and have fun and have joke. And she's like, I'm not that kind of woman, Nico. And I said, no, I'm not trying to insult you. I'm just saying, guys go out OFW. And they come home and they have a blast. They're having a bunch of sex, having a great time. You don't have to do that. I'm just saying you could. But she felt somewhat insulted because she's like, number one, Nico, I wouldn't buy a toy. I satisfy myself. I think that's very disgusting for a woman. So she believes in that. Like that's not her cup of tea. And she goes, and I don't just go and sleep with I said, I wasn't saying that you do. I'm just saying I said, why are you turning this shit around on me? I was just trying to, hype up the moment and say, hey, just be like, hey, you could do this and you could do that. If it's not you, don't take it personal. But Filipinos are not like us. I don't take anything personal if someone says to me, because if it pertains to me, then it pertains to me. But when people say things to me, even if they're directly saying you are like that, I'm not going to take it personal. It says I have tougher skins. But Filipino, she thought I was trying to say that she was a whore and that she needed a toy because she cannot be satisfied any other way. And I was like, God damn, I was not even close to what I was trying to say. You know what I mean? But I learned my lesson, and I said, "Hey, lesson learned. My apologies. It was not my intentions to make you feel like I thought you were a whore, or that you could not be, like you needed a toy for that. I was just trying to fuck around in the moment, and sometimes the way I joke is not the way Filipino joke at all. So my apologies." And she's like, "Well, no, I know you don't mean it to mean her like that." See, she knows, but. It would have been any other way. I mean, Filipinos, I don't think would have ever talked to her like that. So I don't think she would ever have that issue with a Filipino. But unfortunately, I came in like a fucking M80. I came in like a stack of dynamite. Hey, John, dude, I am totally always lost in the fucking translation, and it's funny that you said that because I remember that movie, Lost in Translation. It's a good movie, man. Oh my God. I get myself in trouble just even being me normally, and I'm not normal at all. So that says a lot. Oh shit. Well, guys, it's over an hour. I just looked at the time because I usually have my other phone. I talk on this phone, and the other phone tells me the time, and I just looked. It says an hour and 9 minutes and 25 seconds. Let me first say, Tim, uh, I hope everything goes well. I hope you get all that, everything finds a solution for your surgery, uh, and everything without a hitch. A Filipino would no. A Filipino would never. A Filipino would never have that. Well, they would have they joke in a different way. They would have discussions in a way like the ones that I hang out with. These women and guys, they're very friendly. They grew up together. It's a very different conversation and impacting way in a different way. The way I say it, it's just so abrasive and so strong. So I stopped. I mean, it won't happen again. Things only happen to me in the Philippines one time. But Tim, I hope and pray that your surgery is done successfully and the funding will be there and you fully recover and you're back into the rhythm again. John, thank you so much for coming in and always sharing, uh, just all around sharing the conversation, your time. Laura Lee, thank you for coming in, and the lurkers, thank you for coming in, guys. I'm glad you all had a decent and a blessed 4th of July weekend, whether you saw fireworks or didn't. You got to spend it either with a loved one or someone that you care a lot about, or just friends. I thank you. And thank you all for the ones that came in on Friday. And not all of you guys always make it to the show, and I understand. But when I did this show, I did it out of trying to clear my thoughts and place my emotions in a good place. And thanks to a lot of you, you guys were there, and those that couldn't be there, I'm sure you would have loved to have been there. But thank you. And I'm going to go about my day, do what I need to do on my side. Have an awesome freaking the beginning of a good week. And I'll catch you guys on the next upload. You guys be safe. God bless. And I'll catch you guys soon enough.